Hey, what's up? This is Marcus, and in today's video we will have a look at the finals of one of the first big tournaments in Japan. This was called the Teru Challenge, and it was an online tournament with over 270 participants. So yeah, quite a good indicator to have a look at what the metagame looks like. And then after the finals, we will also have a quick look at the other teams that made it into the top 8, so stay tuned for that. But now, let's jump straight into the finals of the first Teru Challenge in Pokémon Champions. And it is the finals in this Teru Challenge between Kakunaka versus Uch. We have Kakunaka coming in with Floette, Garchomp, Milotic, Talonflame, Aegislash, and Basculegion, and then over on the other side, a couple of repeated Pokemon here, Uch with Kingambit, Sneasel, Floette, Garchomp, Aerodactyl, and Delphox. So, looks like a dual Mega there set up with Floette and Delphox over from Uch. Has the Aerodactyl for speed control with Tailwind, then we got Sneasel for some support with Fake Out presumably, and then Kingambit and Garchomp support, well, they do damage, they do physical damage. And Kakunaka, two water types, interestingly here, Milotic, yeah, no Incineroar over on the other side, so I wonder if Milotic can play a role here in this finals, because of course with competitive, it is especially good against Incineroar, which yeah, would allow Milotic to boost its special attack stat. We don't have Aerodactyl, but we have the Talonflame, not a pick we get to see too often in this early format, but also a very strong flying type Pokemon that can set up Tailwind. And then Aegislash, a little bit of a dark horse, I would say, since, yeah, it's not really clear yet, does Aegislash want to be a physical attacker, is it a special attacker, which support moves are you running, if any, and yeah, I'm very curious in seeing which of these interesting Pokemon Kakunaka will bring into this finals. Finals is going to be a best of 3, and it is closed team sheet, so they don't have any information about their opponent's teams, but yeah, maybe they got some info from seeing them play before. But we start off this game, both of them have their Floette on the field. Talonflame is going to support it, and there we can already see a little bit of synergy there. Talonflame next to Floette makes sense. You have Talonflame with a fire type attacks, you can threaten away steel type Pokemon. However, at the moment, there aren't any on the field. Sneasler exerting quite a bit of pressure there with Direct Claw on Floette or with Fake Out into Talonflame. And it seems like this could be a classic Fake Out plus Calm Mind play coming out from Uch. But first of all, we see the Mega Evolution there for Floette over on Uch's side. And Fairy Aura, of course, will be in effect. And Kakunaka also follows along with that same Mega Evolution. Now, yeah, if this is a Fake Out coming out from Sneasler, I think into either target, that can be quite powerful. It is going to be into Talonflame, so no Tailwind as of yet, but also Gale Wings will be broken. So yeah, depending on how this Talonflame is trained, maybe Sneasler could be outspeeding it. Now Floette over on Uch's side goes ahead and sets up a Calm Mind, and yep, same here also for Kakunaka. And now both of them are boosted up, and of course, yeah, Floette just very, very powerful. One thing we haven't talked about yet, but we can actually have a look at the HP stats down there. 181 HP over on Kakunaka's side on Floette, so that seems to be a very, very bulky one. Yeah, now I guess Tailwind would be nice to set up. We saw Floette over on Uch's side is faster, so you might want to set up Tailwind to get the speed advantage that way. And then, yeah, maybe do you want to go on the offensive with a Moonblast, with a Dazzling Gleam? Or do you want to maybe protect Floette this turn because Dire Claw is still threatening? Maybe you don't know. This could be a Focus Sash on Sneasler, although, of course, Wide Orb is the most common item. Talonflame is coming out with Tailwind, and there is just the Moonblast aimed into Floette. So Sneasler free to move, but wow, that is enough for a one-hit KO there with a critical hit, ignoring the special defense boost from Calm Mind, and that's a huge KO. And Direct Claw is going into Talonflame which actually takes the hit, but gets paralyzed. So yeah, I think a great turn for Kakunaka, getting rid of your opponent's Mega Evolution right away there, getting a bit lucky with that critical hit. But now there is a chance to go for something like a Rock Slide to knock out Talonflame, and then also Direct Claw aimed into Floette. So yeah, I guess with Aerodactyl on the team, the focus sash should be on Aerodactyl. Of course, this is something that the players are presumably thinking about here. And then White Herb just makes so much sense on Sneasler. So you could go ahead and with that boosted Moonblast, it should be enough to get the knockout onto Sneasler. So yeah, then you don't really have to worry about Aerodactyl all that much. But of course, you could also go ahead and go for Protect on Floette, play it safe this turn, let Talonflame go down. But then the issue with that is Aerodactyl might also set up Tailwind. But Moonblast is coming out, and it's just a clean one-hit knockout also on Sneasler. Floette just showing why it is a threat in this format. And Tailwind from Aerodactyl, a little bit late now, of course, as Uch is already down to his last remaining 2 Pokemon, and Aerodactyl also gets burned by Talonflame with the Will-O-Wisp, so losing its Focus Sash and also getting the attack stat reduced. So yeah, let's see what the final Pokemon is going to be. It is King Gambit, but that's going to be a very uphill battle. You don't have speed control as of yet, since Tailwind is still up for Kakunaka as well. So yeah, maybe Uch wants to try out, maybe Protect, but then Kakunaka can also Protect on the next turn. So yeah, it's just a very, very bad situation there by Uch. Just Floette going at it with those boosted Moonblasts. Talonflame can't move. Maybe try to Protect there, but Rock Slide is coming out. Will miss on Floette, but knocks out Talonflame. And now Floette has a big opportunity to go for another big Moonblast into Aerodactyl, and that is easily enough to get the knockout there as well. Yeah, and just like that, Uch, after going undefeated in Swiss, is already looking like he will go down in this first game, but it is a best-of-3 series, so there is still plenty of options to come back. Maybe this Sword Stance on King Gambit can help on the way to a comeback. But Aegislash joining the field, and say Aegislash could also have a fighting type move like Sacred Sword, or I think it even gets Close Combat. So those are some options as well. And yeah, Floette already is so difficult to knock out for a King Gambit. Moonblast coming out, and that is just another one-hit knockout. Wow, Floette claiming another KO, and just like that, Calm Mind on turn 1, and then I think it was only Moonblasts, and that will allow Kakunaka to take this very first game. Okay, well, now only one more win needed for Kakunaka, but yeah, that Floette, yeah, I have to play Legends CA. I don't actually have a Floette yet. But yeah, it just proves to be one of the very, very best Pokemon in this format for sure. And as evidenced also by the fact that both of these players have Floette on their teams. So yeah, I think Aerodactyl in the lead could be a way for Uch to adapt to this, just because we saw Talonflame doing a lot of work in this first game, and Tailwind had a really high impact there, getting Floette on Kakunaka's side the speed advantage. So yeah, I think that would be a natural response by Uch, bringing out Aerodactyl right away, maybe with his own Floette, or maybe with Sneasler. That could be another option, just to pressure Floette right away. However, looking at Kakunaka's team, there's Aegislash, of course, which would match up nicely into an Aerodactyl Sneasler lead. But Aegislash, yeah, overall seems to be a solid pick against 3 of Uch's Pokemon. It does really well against Aerodactyl, Floette, and against Sneasler. And then it doesn't do so well against King Gambit, Garchomp, and Delphox. So yeah, maybe Uch could also think about going for a Delphox kind of route. But yeah, Floette just doing so much damage for Kakunaka in that first game. Yeah, maybe Uch also wants to kind of use their faster Floette here in this mirror. Of course, the critical hit definitely helped Kakunaka, who is up 1-0. And we see the leads coming out. It's going to be the same Sneasler and Floette for Uch. And a total switch up. Kakunaka goes for Garchomp and Basculegion. And that is quite interesting there, as leading Garchomp into a Floette. Maybe they were expecting the switch up of Delphox. Or maybe they expected Aerodactyl to come out, but Uch just going for the same lead that didn't work in the first game, but now has a great opportunity to go for maybe a fake out into Garchomp, and then, Basculegion could be a Choice Scarf, and you don't want to take a Choice Scarf fast Basculegion Wave Crash onto your Floette, so maybe it's the time for a defensive play as well. Okay, switching an Aerodactyl there, maybe with a Protect on Floette? Nope, okay, seems to be just the Mega Evolution and just going on the offense there. But that is a big opportunity for Kakunaka. Fairy Aura activates, but yep, there it is. Wave Crash coming out, and it is almost enough for the knockout, just barely hanging on there with just 3 HP. But let's see, can Garchomp follow things up? Nope. First of all, it is going to be that Dazzling Gleam knocking out Garchomp right away. And also doing big damage onto Basculegion. So, alright, I guess Uch now, maybe if he can get off Tailwind, then Floette seems to be in a solid position. But taking this Wave Crash, that is definitely something that Uch trained their Floette specifically to be able to do. That is just too common in the current metagame to not be ready for those Choice Scarf, Basculegion adaptability Wave Crashes. But Aegislash joining the field. I think maybe going for a Protect and Tailwind could still be the way, but of course Kakunaka can also predict this and go for a Wave Crash and an attack into Aerodactyl. Let's see. Floette, great turn 1, but now, of course, it is quite low, and that Choice Scarf Basculegion, if it is Jolly, would be the fastest Pokemon on the field. So you have to try and play around this. But actually, it's Kakunaka who says, okay, my Basculegion is too important for this match. Let me switch in another Water type. Floette goes for the Protect, as I was talking about. And Tailwind, no, it's actually just the Rock Slide, just getting some additional damage, maybe knocking out Basculegion. You didn't want to take that extra recoil also from Wave Crash, even if you attacked into Aerodactyl. And it seems like Aegislash actually, didn't get to go for an attack. I don't know if that is a mechanic change. Well, it didn't change into its sword form, but Rock Slide will flinch Aegislash, and it didn't get to move. Okay, well, Aegislash still in the shield form, can take a hit definitely from this Floette. And Milotic, now it is on the field. I guess Icy Wind could be a nice way there to do something. Okay, Aerodactyl Protect. And now Aegislash goes on the offensive. Oh, is this a Shadow Sneak? Yes, Shadow Sneak into Floette will knock it out. And that is a big KO for Kakunaka, taking down their opponent's Mega right away. And definitely a little bit of a surprise maybe for Uch. Maybe didn't expect this Shadow Sneak, but also, there wasn't much that he could have done about it. Maybe switching in King Gambit could have been an option there, as now King Gambit joins, but it's a little too late for Floette at least. But okay, 3 Pokemon apiece. Milotic already taking a little bit of damage there from that Rock Slide earlier. And of course, Aegislash is just so weak defensively in its sword form, so Sucker Punch would easily be enough for the knockout. So I guess you have to expect maybe a King Shield to come out from Aegislash. So maybe you can go after a Rock Slide and Kowtow Cleave into Milotic. That's what I would be thinking about if I was in Uch's shoes. But Milotic, tough to knock out. Maybe even King's Shield and Protect, but then you would give your opponent a chance to go for Tailwind. But first of all, Aegislash is going for that King's Shield. No surprise there. Let's see if Uch fell for the bait. And it seems like that is the Rock Slide hitting into King's Shield, but the other one hitting Milotic, and no Sucker Punch yet, so King Gambit still has the chance to attack. Let's see though, is it gonna get burned from the Scald? Oh wow, big burn onto King Gambit, which I think, expected this King's Shield and went for a Swords Dance. Well, boosted up its attack, but now it's already been, cut in half again by burn. So, well, King Gambit is back to neutral, kind of. And yeah, this was a great play there by Uch, calling out the King's Shield and using this opportunity to set up Swords Dance for a Sucker Punch endgame. And that could have been so powerful there. But now with this burn, let's see if Milotic can, outlast this King Gambit. I think this turn Milotic might want to go for Recover, just so you're not in range of a Sucker Punch and Rock Slide combination. But yeah, will Aegislash attack here? It's quite risky in the face of a potential Sucker Punch. Well, we also learned that Shadow Sneak is an option as well, but Sucker Punch coming out onto Milotic, doing decent damage. Let's see if Rock Slide is going to be enough. Oh, 1 HP on Milotic. Oh, that is really bad news for Uch, as now Scald will get to knock down Aerodactyl all the way to 23 HP, and now Aegislash has the chance to attack. Let's see there. Oh, Choppleberry activated, but it's going to be a Sacred Sword. Wow, once again, Kakunaka getting that turn right, leaving Aegislash open to be attacked with Sucker Punch. And that 1 HP survival, absolutely crucial. And this turn, seemingly flipped the game around. Now I think it's Kakunaka who has a good lead there. I mean, you can still go for like a Rock Slide and Sucker Punch play this turn to force Milotic out. And then you have Sucker Punch into Basculegion next turn. So then, it kind of depends a little bit on whether that Choice Scarf Basculegion has Aqua Jet. Because, that would allow it to potentially bypass a Sucker Punch. Tough game for Uch as well. Tough set. The critical hit in the first game, and now this burn. And it's just another Shadow Sneak. So going for it, and it is enough. You could have just used Shadow Sneak to play around Sucker Punch, but also, well, it is just so powerful. Getting the KO, and now Rock Slide does not connect with Milotic. Oh. Yeah, Uch really not the luckiest here in this game. Milotic with that 1 HP gets to move, gets to Scald, and knock out Aerodactyl, bringing Uch down to his last and final Pokemon. And now Unnerve is now off the field. Citrus Berry activating. Just as if it wasn't already bad enough for Uch. They're losing 2 Pokemon in the same turn. Now Sneasler, not the best Pokemon to have against Aegislash, of course, unless you're running Throat Chop. But that seems quite tough. Also, that Choice Scarf Basculegion still waiting in the back as well. And Uch is going to throw in the towel and will concede. And Kakunaka takes the win there in the Teru Challenge. Wow, in the second game, not even bringing their Mega Evolution. So showcasing that, you don't have to always bring it. And in this case, definitely worked out really, really well. Congratulations to Kakunaka. And now let's have a closer look at some of the other teams that had a good run in this tournament, and also about the metagame over there. What an exciting finals there between Kakunaka and Uch. So now let's have a quick look at some of the other results from this tournament. This was hosted by Liberty Note and Teru, who host a lot of tournaments. They do a lot of work there for the grassroots community in Japan. And here we have it. We just saw it. Kakunaka winning that finals. Talonflame, Milotic, Aegislash, so much creativity going into that team. And then Uch with that second place. But also then there down the line, there's Kimu, a very strong player from Japan, very strong team builder, coming in third place. And Multiboy, Louis Tan from Australia, with another, unique and interesting team there. Whimsicott as the Tailwind setter. So in the top 4, we have 3 different Tailwind Pokemon. It seems like that is the main way to play right now. Talonflame, we got Aerodactyl, and we got Whimsicott as well in there. Hisuian Typhlosion, also an interesting one. And then looking a little bit further, we actually see the other Basculegion version there doing quite well. Usually it's played as a special attacker, and also Ditto. Wow, that is quite interesting there. But yeah, I mean, if you can copy your opponent's boosts here and there, that could be good. Unfortunately, Ditto, yeah, it's just a little bit awkward to positioning. So I wonder how this team worked and what the speed control was. Maybe it's a Choice Scarf Ditto. That could be interesting. Then this team by Cloa, we've seen this before. This is very close to what Suika was using to win the warm-up challenge. And then Nakamura there with a Mega Venusaur, probably. No Sun on this team, I would assume. So yeah, then it should be Mega Venusaur. That's a pretty cool team also with the Rotom and Aegislash. Reminds me of some defensive cores from way back in 2014 when you would use Scrafty, Mega Venusaur, Rotom Wash, and Aegislash. And then in the final place in top 8, Pokemisuki with a Rain team, Palafin. I actually think Palafin can be quite strong in this format. We haven't really seen that much of it so far, but interesting take there with a Rain-based team, and then also with Floette. You got the double Fake Out with Incineroar and Sneasler, and you got Kingambit as well. Yeah, quite some cool teams. And if we look a little bit further down, by the way, definitely check out Liberty Note. I know it's in Japanese, but the website, well, you can translate it, and then you can also see the graphics that they have here. We got some usage stats as well, so let's have a look at those. Garchomp being the #1 most used Pokemon in this tournament, followed by Sneasler and Incineroar. So yeah, a lot of the damage in this format seems to be physical, at least from the most common attackers. And then we got Floette as the most common Mega there, assuming that, yeah, most Garchomp probably weren't the Mega. And Charizard all the way up to number 8. Most of them are probably Charizard Y. And Delphox coming in strong as well. But yeah, Floette on 1/3 roughly of teams, definitely the strongest Mega Pokemon right now. I'm very surprised to see Maushold that high up. Definitely has some uses with Friend Guard, and you can use a Choppleberry support set. And definitely strong, but wow, pretty high up here. And then also Rotom Wash, I think, is up and coming in the rankings. Yeah, quite interesting take here. Some of these Pokemon, aren't seen that often, but maybe, yeah, they will catch on soon. I mean, there is a decent variety in the format for sure that we can have a look at. Also, quite interesting how high up Milotic was. And yep, seems like people definitely had the right idea since Milotic won the tournament as well. Yeah, and then going further down, you can find the social media links for all the players that placed well here in this tournament. And you can check out some more teams going down further in the rankings. Another Rain team here with Mega Starmie. That's quite interesting as well. But yeah, maybe I will leave you to that, or I'll have another look at those teams maybe in a separate video. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. Congratulations to Kakunaka for winning the Teru Online Challenge. And if you like this type of content, then of course don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. You know, all of that would definitely help my channel quite a bit. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. I hope you have a great day, enjoy Pokemon Champions, and see you soon for more content around it. Bye-bye.